Alright, I'm going to go through a demonstration of how to use the TI83 for those of you that maybe have forgotten. Maybe you've never known. So this will be a video that could be sort of long. So get your popcorn out and your soft drink, and we'll go from and see how this turns out. So let me remove my TI83 from the screen here so we can look at the problem. Alright, this is from the homework. So let's look at this thing, and here's the problem, and they want you to come up with the maximum, and they want you to put this equation in the calculator and turn this into a calculator problem. Part A here, choose the correct graph. Okay, well let's go through and see how to look at this puppy. So I'm going to move my calculator back here so we can so you can see what buttons I'm going to be pushing. And my calculator's on. To put this equation into the calculator so that I can look at the graph, I need to always go to y equals. And once I go to y equals, they have a spot for a number of equations, a bunch of them. I'm only going to be using y1 in this case. So let me slowly, because I'm not the fastest person using this calculator, and so slowly, I need to put this negative 0.6t squared in. This is a minus sign, so if I said 6 minus 4, I would be using this. This is a negative sign, so I always use this. It's a very common error to put the wrong one in, and when you do, you're going to get either an error, it's going to pop up and you're going to say what, and that's not it may fool you. You need to be careful which one of these you use. So I'm going to use the negative sign, and I put it in here, and then I put 0.6, and your calculator can't handle t. You're always going to be using x, and x is right here. Now there is an x squared key somewhere on this thing. I never use it. In fact, it's right here. I just use this because it lets me put in a cubed or a squared or whatever. So I put this in, and now I'm going to raise this to the second power. So I've got a lot of the equation in. Now I need this plus 2.4t. So plus 2.4x plus 98.6 plus 98.6. So what have we got here? We have the equation in, and now let's go look at it. So I hit the graph button, and what's going to show up? Anything? Not a darn thing. Which is the other problem with a calculator. The calculator is it helps you, but in a way it's your enemy. The window is a big pain. So we're going to go through and figure out how to set this window. Notice this right here that's in the problem. This is t between 0 and 6. This is your domain, and your domain is your friend when you're using a calculator. So I go over here, and here's my window. Hit the window button, and x min and x max. This is where you put your domain in. So in this case, I'm between 0 and 6. You don't have to worry about X scale. I never even use it. Maybe someone who is an aficionado of this thing will know how to use it. Okay, now I need to set up my range. What do I want to look at? That's going to give me my height. The domain 0 to 6 is this to this. This to this. Now you see in this one right here, they've already botched the domain 0 to 3. You're supposed to be using 0 to 6. Now for these two right here, they use 98 to 104. So we're going to use that. You're not always going to be told that, but here they tell you that. 98 to 104. So I hit the graph button again, and let's see how it comes out. Ymin is my range, 98 to 104, and I hit the graph button. Notice I don't have all 4 quadrants anymore. I've got this nice, neat little first quadrant thing, and it's between 98 and 104. So, looking at this, now keep this in your mind, it's from 0 to 6 here, and 98 to 104 here. Sure looks an awful lot like that one, doesn't it? But let's compare it to the other two. And here's 0 to 3. We've messed up because we can't use that. They want us to use 0 to 6, so we can rule that one out. This one, well, that don't look like it. So my guess is that it's B right here. So let me click on B, and I'll check the answer. Wow! Good job. Okay. So I can now continue on to the next part of the problem. I did that right. Use the maximum feature to determine what time the patient's temperature was the highest. Alright, let me bring my calculator back. And where is this max feature? A lot of the functions which you'll be using is in calc. So if I hit second, and notice I hit second first, then I go over to this trace button, and it's going to give me this calc stuff. And good old max is aka maximum. All these other functions you'll use at some other time, but we don't need them right now. So let's go. I hit max, and this thing pops up called left bound. Well, left bound means that, and you could almost think of a better way of saying this, but left bound means left side of the top here. That's what it means. Now if we were looking for the min, it would be the left side of the minimum, or the bottom. This is the left side of the top. So I need to use this to move it over. Okay, I'm moving it over. I'm at the top. Well, I don't want that. I want to be the left side. Somewhere on the left-hand side. Be sure. Be sure. Okay, I'm on the left-hand side. Here's the top. Here's the left-hand side. I hit enter. The right bound. That means I want to be on the right-hand side of this thing. So I mosey on over. There's the top again. Don't want to be here. I want to be on the right-hand side. And I hit enter. It says guess. We don't need no stinking guess. So we'll hit enter. And it's going to come back with x equals 2 and y equals 101. Okay. So over here they're asking what is the x coordinate. Well, x is 2. So I can come back over here and I put in 2 and I check answer. Good job. What is the highest temperature? Let me bring my calculator back. And lo and behold, it's 101. Round to 1 decimal place as needed. You know, this is where it really gets awful with MATLAB, is because this calculator says 101. Now, is that going to be what it wants? The calculator can give you rounding errors, but let's try 101. 101. Whoops. Oops. And check answer. Good job. All right. So that concludes this problem, and that also concludes this video.